Hi, everyone. Okay, I need this. I'm so glad to be here with you today. And in this talk, I will share some of my preliminary thoughts on bird signs in Egyptian hieroglyphs, Dongba script, and oracle bone inscriptions. In Egyptian hieroglyphs, from around 3200 BCE to 400 BCE, known for their rich pictorial quality, were typically inscribed on temples, pyramids, tomb walls, stela, and various other objects, often serving commemorative functions. The content of the hieroglyphic inscriptions is mostly non-administrative. Here, I took these photos from tombs in the Valley of the Kings, located on the west bank of Luxor in Egypt. You can see different bird signs, such as a falcon here, and a quail, chick, an owl, and this one the same but a different form. And here's a different form. And then they are presented in distinct colors, you see, and different formats, such as this raised relief and this one, but this is a shadow carving, and this is the preliminary sketch. Because some chambers were left with several unfinished inscriptions and sketches, as shown in this photo. The process begins with the preliminary red outlines. You will see here those red outlines, and later refined with those black corrections. These stages gradually developed into inscriptions on walls, offering valuable insights into the artist's techniques. To some extent, these inscriptions are writings, but they are also go beyond writings. They are also pictorial art. According to Gardner's sign list, in 1957, Egyptian hieroglyphs contain over 700 signs. This sign list was arranged according to several themes. Among them, Section G collects signs related to birds, including variant forms. You can see those flying birds in different forms, even crow with like double together, those variant forms. And Section H collects parts of birds. You see those head, wing, feather, claw, even eggs. And then more than 60 signs are related to birds. They have different functions, such as logograms, phonograms, and determinative, or we call classifiers. In general, classifiers in writing systems are unpronounced signs, motivated semantic information about the host word. We will see some examples later. Okay, we move to Dongba script. Among the Naxi people of southwest China, the Dongba script has been in use since the 7th century CE, primarily by ritual specialists known as Dongba. Therefore, it is called Dongba script. This writing system is highly distinctive, as it combines ideograms, logograms, phonograms, and even classifiers. Dongba script exhibits strong pictorial features like Egyptian hieroglyphs. Nevertheless, it remains in a transitional stage between pictorial science and a writing system comparable to oracle bone inscription later. Today, more than 26,000 Dongba manuscripts are known, preserved in museums and institutes around the world. On this page, you can see bird signs such as this cuckoo here, and pheasant. And they are written by bamboo pen and black ink on Dongba paper, both of which are highly pictorial. You can also see those curved lines, like George just mentioned about this speech scroll. But I always call it speech scroll in Dongba cases because it's just a line indicate those invisible sound. So, but it's like a very similar pictorial strategies. So like last year when George had this Nahuatl scripts lecture, and after that those speech scroll caught my attention, and we started to discuss it. Very exciting. And okay, let's move to an. So I'll show you some signs about Dongba script. According to the calculation of Professor Yu Station in 2003, the Dongba script contains around 1,400 signs in total. Here is a sign list of Dongba script edited by Fang Guoyu and He Zhiwu in 1981. This list contains around 60 signs related to birds and the bird's body parts. You can see all of them. This is a bird resting on a tree. So you see it's like a combination of two signs together. And this is a bird calling and bird picking food, wing, claws, and this is catch bird and the egg. But very special case is this one. Maybe you can guess what says from the pictorial form. Correctly. This sign number 335 for bat is also included in this classification. So it means for them, for the Fang Guoyu and He Zhiwu, this sign is sort of bird. It's like in the fuzzy age of a bird category. It's very interesting because bat can fly, even though it's mammal, right? Okay, we move to oracle bone inscription. Oracle bone inscription are the earliest paleographic evidence of the established ancient Chinese writing system as we know it today, dating back to around 1250 BCE. They are divinatory in content and are commonly inscribed on turtles' flat bottom shell and the scapulae of oxen. On this page, you can see the sign for owl. Those two, they appear twice. The signs are carved into this turtle shell. Compared with the sign for owl in Egyptian hieroglyphs and the Dongba script, it exhibits a lower degree of pictoriality. So far, around 4,000 characters, around 600 if you count the variants, have been attested in oracle bone inscriptions, and about half of them are safely deciphered. According to Li Xiaoliang and Mao Zhigang in 2012, oracle bone inscription contain around 20 bird-related signs. You will see here those bird in general, and this is Felix, an owl, this short-tailed bird, another owl, swallow. This is very special sign. I think maybe it's the most pictorial sign in oracle bone inscription for rooster. And by the way, in Egyptian hieroglyphs, there is no sign for rooster. And also in oracle bone inscription, the sign for birds' body parts are not included as in Egyptian hieroglyphs and Dongba script. Egyptian hieroglyphs and the large Dongba script show a high degree of pictoriality, whereas oracle bone inscription display a comparatively lower level of pictoriality. I will discuss how the pictoriality of these three writing systems interact with their respective social and cultural contexts by comparing bird-related signs across them. As mentioned earlier, both Egyptian hieroglyphs and Dongba script included approximately 60 signs related to it, while Oracle inscription contained only about 20 signs. These signs represent a variety of bird species. What are the striking differences of the bird-related signs among the three writing systems? Is my second question to ask. So here we see the three writing systems present distinct species to us, shaped by differences in natural environment and culture. For example, in ancient Egypt, a flamingo is a symbol of the color red. You see this picture with nice red color. And the falcon is the symbol of the god Horus. As a god closely associated with kingship, the Horus hieroglyphs appears prominently in the king's titles. In Dongba script, the peacock is depicted either by its head or the full image. It's a beautiful bird commonly seen in southwest China. And in oracle inscriptions, the imaginary bird phoenix is a composite creature often depicted with a pheasant's head, swallow's beak, crane's leg, and a peacock's tail. So it's like a dragon, also imaginary creature in ancient China, also combined different body parts of different animals. And it's a symbol of peace. So in the sign for Felix, the striking feature encoded here are the hair at the top and the tail. You see this sign? This is the hair at the top of head, and those tail looks like the peacock. So even when representing the same species, the visual representation differs across the writing system. For instance, the sign for owl, this bird is represented as this. In Egyptian, you'll see one is like very similar in this, like when you look into in this way. And then this one is like, this is hair on the top like this. And then this one, Dongba script, also depicts this hair vividly. And in Oracle inscription, you will see the hair on the top and this round eye, also depicted right here in Dongba script, also in Egyptian. So you will notice those striking features of those signs for owl. I think this is the charming of this pictorial sign. Egyptian hieroglyphs and oracle inscription generally depicted the entire bird, whereas Dongba script often represent birds either in full or metonymically through the head, like this cuckoo. This is a full image, this is only head. Both of them are attested in Dongba script. And especially in Dongba script, the distinguished feature of different species are often highlighted in the depiction of the head. You see this is rooster and this is hen. You will see the distinctive feature of their, like, how you call this? Crown. Oh. Yeah, thank you. The next striking difference between them is the prototypical bird selection. So the prototype theory is a specific model of category structure. Within a category, not every member is equally typical or equally important. Rather, there is a gradation from the center to the peripheral. Some members are the most representative, the best examples, and these are the prototypes of the category. Prototypes occupy the central position within the category. Other members are more peripheral or ambiguous. For example, according to Roche and Atchison, a bird in spoken language, in the category of birds in spoken language, robin may be the best example, followed by sparrow here, which is still a prototypical member because they can fly, they have feathers, and are of moderate size, while penguin here and this ostrich were listed at the edge of the category, which are peripheral members or not so good examples. Beyond the visual variation, as we mentioned earlier, the emic function of bird sign in writing system also diverge, and different cultured environment gave rise to different cognitive patterns. For instance, for the ancient Egyptians, dog or a goose were considered the typical example of birds. This may be related to their geographical environment. Dogs were likely the most common birds found on the Nile River. Images of tombs shows that dogs were often used in burial rituals. In this context, the dogs represent the concept of bird in Egyptian writing system. Members of these categories, including this dove and the gray crane, pelican, and ostrich, you'll see all those words, the dog sign or goose sign sitting at the end of this word function as a classifier. That even though they are different kind of bird. And later, this bird category was extended to flying bees, even more general, more broad, or more superior. What is it? Extend to this locust, also have this dog sign at the end, and this mosquito also have this sign at the end, and the flea. So because those all those locusts, mosquito, flea, they can fly or jump, so they are included in this category. But as like even for the age member in this category. When functioning in the writing system as a classifier, its meaning as an icon extended from the pictorial duck to the more abstract idea of bird and later flying bees. Okay, in the Dongba script, do they have a prototypical bird? So far, I don't find a prototypical bird like a duck in Egyptian. But there is a trend of this sign. It's like long-specific bird head. It's like a bird head. It's parts of a bird to represent in general of this bird and in this category. So you will see this may function maybe because the Dongba script is it's not an earlier writing system, but it's the stage of the writing system is still in the early stage. So this sign probably at this stage have this sign or trend function as classifier. Maybe we will see in the future when the Dongba script developed. Maybe this sign will have included more examples function as classifier. But here I will show you two examples. One is this water hyacinth, and this is a corn creek. See they have both the same bird head, but you notice this line here and these two circle here, they represent sound. They are like a phonogram for each bird. This one is like from Gerba script. Gerba script is another system used by Naxi people by Dongba. It's like a syllabic writing system, totally different from Dongba script. Okay, let's move to Chinese. In oracle bone inscription, most birds' forms are too abstract to be securely identified with specific species. Two signs related to the concept of birds are attested in oracle bone inscription: the Zhui on the left and the Liao on the right. This table from my PhD thesis shows their graphic variation across different stages and writing materials. Traditionally, the sign Zhui on the left was regarded as representing a bird with a shorter tail, while Liao on the right was understood as a bird with a longer tail. However, current opinion suggests that in oracle bone inscriptions, Zhui on the left one, was generally used to denote bird in a broader sense, whereas the right one may have functioned as a proper name of a specific bird. This precise species that Liao, the right one, represents remains difficult to identify, since its oracle bone forms are less pictorial. The sign on the left more frequently served as a semantic component in compound characters during earlier stage of Chinese writing, not necessarily function as classifier. Over time, as the left one increasingly came to be used as a low-end phonogram, the right one was employed more often as the semantic component. In the bird-related entry in a dictionary called 说文解字, it's a dictionary edited by Xu Shen around 100 CE. Most species are classified under the component Liao, which is this one. Instead of the one on the left, such as the members including dove, crane, and heron. In these cases, the right one functions as a classifier bird. By contrast, the sign on the left is used to classify only a limited number of species, such as wild goose, rooster, and owl. Unlike Egyptian, where the prototype dog serves as a classifier for birds, the prototype of the bird category in the Chinese writing system is far less clear. Okay. The bird-related signs among the three writing systems show striking differences in forms and function, including the representation of species, variation in visual rendering, whole and part representation, and the prototypical bird selection. By comparing bird-related signs across these three writing systems, we can observe a significant variation in how birds are represented, rendered, and conceptualized. These differences highlight not only diverse visual strategies, but also deeper cognitive and cultural perspective embedded within each script. Thank you for your attention.